Namaste. Welcome to Universe, where the founder of Unlearn Living, Mr. Kuldeep Kalavar, graciously shares all his knowledge on the Vedanta and the science of living by answering questions that are directly part of your life, your world, my world, our universe. Hello, sir. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So today we wanted to bring up the topic of marriage and why do marriages break up?
What is this institution of marriage all about? Is something which we need to understand, because most people get into a marriage without really knowing what they are getting into. What is the purpose behind a marriage? What is the what are the objectives? What are the responsibilities? What are the obligations? Very few people go into depth. Here is a situation. It's like investing. When you invest some money in any sort of a scheme, and especially long term proposals, you spend so much time going into each and every detail, because you're literally putting your lifetime savings into it. In the case of marriage, each person is committing their life to the other partner. And unfortunately, the amount of spade work which needs to be done, or the clarity with which you get into this investment, where each person is investing his life as a partner with the other person, they don't really look into these aspects, probably because they are not being told, they are not aware. It's like jumping into a swimming pool without knowing anything about swimming. So let's have a look at this systematically. Why is a marriage necessary? And you'll notice it's always two genders which are involved, male and female. Although now that definition has shifted a little bit. The traditional view was a male and a female, two opposite sexes, two genders. Why is it always a male and a female? Why is it we have two eyes? One is left, one is right. Why is it we have two hands? We have one is left, one is right. You will find it's always a dual, a pair which runs life. If you look at any situation, or you look at any point of view with one eye, if you look at an object with one eye, you get a one-sided view. It's only when you look at both eyes, because both are focusing on that object or that situation from two different angles. So you're getting a dual angle. And as a result of that duality, those 2 points of view, you get an integrated view. An integrated view which gives you a complete picture of what it is like. Here, when two individuals come together, a male and a female, their mindsets are completely different. If you notice, till the 19th week after conception, till the 18th or 19th week, the baby has no gender, because it's just being formed. It has no gender. The gender comes in after the 19th week. And that baby, which was it was one entity, now splits into two. It's like a male and a female. And what is taken birth, or what takes birth, is one of those two. So originally, till the 19th week, we didn't have a gender, each one of us. Now, when we have taken birth as a male or a female. If we have been, in other words, we could have been born a male. If we have been born as a female, we could have been born as a male. If I'm a male, I could have also been born as a female. So there is no specific, although each person comes in with a certain destiny, that's a different topic. What a wife, male, wife, female, etc. That part is a different aspect altogether. But here in this situation, when we are born as one particular gender, we forget that we are actually two genders, of which only one is being manifested. The other is hidden, but it is within us, because both are required to make one individual. So here is a situation, we become like a magnet. A magnet has two poles. You hide one pole and only one pole is seen, but the other pole is there inside. So there is this natural attraction for the opposite sex. The male does not know that, even if he knows, he wouldn't know how to connect with it. So a male automatically searches for a female automatically searches for a male, because that is the law of natural attraction. Two opposite sexes tend to attract each other. But that coming together has a purpose. Coming together is what is marriage. Marriage is the institution of coming together, where these two individuals come together and they live together in this journey of life. It is a long journey. Life is a long journey, and any long journey, whether you're going to Everest or whether you're going to underwater world, you'd like to have somebody who can be with you in this journey, to be a companion, to be a support, because each gender comes into this world with its own mindset. It's like two poles of a magnet. The North Pole and the South Pole are exactly opposite to each other, but each one of them has certain specific properties. Each one of them has certain characteristics which the other lacks or is deficient in. So if you look at the North and the South Pole, it's like looking at a positive and a negative charge. Both of them are required and both of them integrate and then become zero. But as long as they don't integrate, there is no zero at all. They each have a normal attraction for each other. Let's look at the two individualities. A male, for example. By nature, mind has got two polarities. One type of mind, if you take the extreme pole, is the male mind, and the other end is the female mind. The male mind is more or less a physical type of person. He is physical. He is a matter of fact. He is rational. He's a rational being. Men are normally tend to be rational. They go by facts and figures. They look at, they analyze, they think. They are more, I would say, on the intellectual side. They're less of emotions. As a man, they're supposed to be less emotional and more intellectual. That's what everybody expects. On the other hand, the woman is more emotional. She has a sixth sense which tells her something. Her emotions and her sixth sense tells her much more than what is seen. She has that ability to go a little behind the unseen, where her emotional feelings, etc., may play a very important role. So these two people are, it's like looking at an elephant from two opposite ends. So here is one person who's looking at the elephant from the front, and here is the partner looking at the elephant from the rear. Now both of them see a different side. Naturally, when they discuss something, the husband finds the wife has a totally different opinion, and the wife finds that the husband does not match with her opinion. So now what happens is a disagreement without recognizing that this is a natural aspect of life. It's like two eyes looking at the same object from two different angles. It's only when they combine together. For example, when your two eyes combine together, you get a beautiful integrated image of the whole. Similarly, any situation in life, the two partners, their 2 points of view, when they merge, integrate, they discuss, they sit down together and then understand the whole, you get an integrated picture of any particular situation. So this was the whole purpose. Second was, both these individuals come into life. If you look at the life cycle of each individual, we are born as one. In this journey of life, we become two, we get married, we become two, and then the two becomes 3 and 4 or 5. In the case of a certain politician, he has 11. So you just go on multiply, and then at one particular moment of time, now the cycle starts receding back again, going backwards. Now from the 3 or 4 of the family, now the 4 becomes 3. That one individual becomes mature, he sets up his own, he becomes 2. And this couple, which were 4, becomes 3. And then the second one also gets married, sets up his own family. Now the receding starts, the going back starts. So in this cycle of life, 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, 4, 5, and then 5, 4, 3, and back again to 2. But what's the difference between these 2 people in the beginning and these 2 people towards the end? There is a huge difference. In the process of bringing up their kids, each person has learned how to love, how to care, how to share, how to sacrifice, how to, support each other in the process of bringing up this family. Marriage is basically an integrated methodology, an institution which builds up the total individual through the multiple. So in the first couple of years of life, in our Vedanta, we talk about the brahmacharya, the grahasthashram, etc. Brahmacharya, grahasthashram, then the vanaprastha, and then the sannyasa. So each phase has a certain role to play in their life. The moment they are in grahasthashram, the responsibilities to a family, to your loved ones, and the enjoyment in bringing them up, the joys and the travails of bringing them up. This is the experience in which both the partners come to learn, understand what it means to share and care and give and take, etc. All this is built into it. It's like 2 diamonds, jostling against each other, and they polish each other in the process of this jostling, in the process of life. So this is the other aspect of marriage. The other thing is, which I wanted to talk about also, is that in this aspect of gender coming in, the man being predominantly intellectual begins to understand the emotional aspect of the woman, and this in turn nurtures his emotional aspect. In whatever was missing in the process, he begins to understand there is another facet of life which also he begins to respect, because the woman is a moral support. She can give emotional support, and especially in times of trouble, it's the natural instinct of a female to help and to take care of. Now that is something which a male does not come naturally to him. This is where he experiences the support of an emotionally based person. The emotionally based person understands the other side when, especially in an argument where there's a hot argument going on, say between the wife and another person, and then normally you'll find husband and wife have opposite tendencies. If the wife is a hot-tempered person, you'll find the husband is by nature a cool-tempered person. If it's the husband who's hot-tempered, you'll find it's the wife who tends to bring down the temperature in any argument or any discussion. So these 2 compensating factors help in a marriage getting firmer and stronger. This is as far as the operational aspect. Now, why is it that marriages break up? The 2 biggest factors which are extremely important in a marriage is transparency and the ability to share everything. When I say everything, there are certain aspects of life, very personal, which don't impact anybody else. Now, if your confidence level and your sharing, I would say your trust in each other is immense, there are many ways in which the opposite partner can help out in resolving so many issues which probably have been pending within you for years. Childhood issues, even before marriage, which you have experienced. I can go on giving examples, but not at this moment of time. Later on, I will give you. So what happens here is that ability to be transparent, to be able to speak out frankly what are the issues pending, because there are 3 aspects of life which create problems. One is too much emphasis on office and work. without a corresponding emphasis on your personal aspect of life, about the home, your children, your spouse, without an equally amount of time allotted for them, what happens is it becomes a one-sided life. So there are ways by which you can involve the family in this and also make them mature. Let me give you an example. There was this husband and wife couple. It was a love marriage. So in the beginning itself, they had agreed that whatever happens, whether it's in the office, whether it's at home, we will share every day whatever we have gone through, we will share with each other. That's how their marriage started. Every day when he came back from office, because the wife was not working, she was basically a housemaker, he would come back and say and narrate the major incidents during the day. This happened, this happened, this happened today, with him or with another person. So in the process, he had this habit of telling the wife in the office, today this happened with me. He narrates a particular incident. For example, my subordinate was found to be negligent and a little lazy, and my boss pulled me up for it because I am responsible for that person's performance. So when I told him that I had probably missed out on this because I have not had a discussion. So then I had to learn that before a person goes off the track, you need to bring him back by pointing out to him the necessity. That's the way I learned about management from him. Today I learned this from him. Then the wife responded, my buy today had come today. She was supposed to have done this, but after she left, I realized she has not done it. And then I had to do it myself. So now that you talk about it, it means I have to also tighten up at my end and not just forget it, because tomorrow when she comes, I'll have other things to think about. So I have to make a note of it and make sure that I inform. So like this, through the years, many situations of the office, many situations at home, they shared with each other. As a result, when they had their first child, and the child started going to nursery and then KG1 and standard 1, KG1, etc. One fine day, the girl came back. It was a girl child. She came back and told the mama, I had today this happened, and this boy hit me, and I did not know what to do. So I cried because it hurt me. Now the lady got very angry and she said, no, you should hit him back. You should hit him back. Why should you accept all this nonsense? Now in the evening when she came back, she told her husband, this is what happened and this is what I told my daughter's gone to sleep, but because by the time he came back, she had gone to sleep. So when she narrated this incident, he said, do you know what you have taught your child? She does not know. When there is a problem in life, she does not know what to do. So she asked you, what have you told her? Go and hit him back. What are you teaching her? She is being taught by you that the way to resolve disputes is to give tit for tat. That's what you taught her. But that's not the way the world will work. Because if he is stronger, he will hammer her again. So what is the best way? In the office, when we have an argument, we go to the boss and let the boss decide to take control of the situation. So you should have told her, you go to the teacher and complain about the child. So next day morning, this child got up and she said, look, which I told you, this which I told you like yesterday is wrong. I need to correct it. So this, why don't you do this, teacher? Child went and did it. After 3 days, she came back. Mama, that boy is still doing the same thing, although the teacher has told. So she said, go and tell the teacher again. She did that, but nothing improved. So she said, now what do I do? So she said, do one thing. Tell the principal. She was teaching the child now how to go to the next level of authority in any dispute. So when there is such interaction, what happens is it flows into every aspect of life. The wife learns, I can go on giving you examples after examples where by this sharing, the whole family has come up in life. There was this lawyer, he was a high court lawyer, and every major case he fought, he would, every day after a case was heard and argued, he would come back and he had two kids, one daughter and a son. They would sit together after dinner discussing where the father would explain, today this was the situation, this was the argument the other person put, and this was the argument from my side. So he was teaching them, not teaching them consciously. He was so excited about what he was doing. He was sharing his experiences. They learned so much about legalese that the daughter decided to become a lawyer herself. And the son became a corporate lawyer where he was employed with a multinational later on. Of course, by that time, the father had passed away. But how, and the mother became quite familiar with legal techniques, etc. So when the husband passed away, she had the capability to understand what to do in these sort of situations. So this marriage is such a beautiful institution. It's beautiful if it can be shared and caring. Sharing and caring are the two important aspects of this. The other thing is in the marriage is when there is mutual respect for each other and there is a sense of responsibility that both people are equally responsible to ensure that everything runs smoothly. It's not only the wife or it's not only the husband. The ability of the husband to understand without being told that I have also to join in. So whether it's washing dishes, whether it's washing clothes, whether it is sitting with parents, whether it is sitting together discussing a problem, time is required with the family. You cannot spend time only for the office or for your profession. You need to allot time for your family also. And each family member, the time is it's the quality of the time that is spent, which is more important. Where a person feels that, yeah, here my dad is he's really interested in me, or my mom is interested in me, and she gives advice, she's there to support, they're there to emotional support in times of trouble. So what I would say here is it's a teamwork. Marriage is a teamwork where both partners are, by their interaction, as I said, one is left, one is right. You need two hands to do any work. You need both these types of minds. You need a female mind as well as a male mind. And of course, once you have understood these two aspects and both are within you, we normally tend to manifest, we tend to develop only that aspect of the mind which is manifest. So a male will develop a lot of male characteristics during his life. He doesn't realize that there is a female aspect of him which also needs to be nourished. And that is why in our Shastra, you have what is called Ardhanarishwara concept, where you have one side Shiva and you have the other side, male and female, two aspects. So that is what we were. We are originally combination of male and female, manifested as one, either as a female or as a male. And one part remains hidden within us. And that is the part which is your spouse. At the physical level, your spouse is the opposite, the gender which you have not manifested. If you can understand that she is actually me in that gender, that is when you'll begin to respect and begin to, I would say, understand her point of view or his point of view. So this is what I wanted to say. Marriage breaks up when these aspects are not taken care of or they are neglected. And the biggest aspect is to accept each person as he is, to accept the female as she is. There is no point trying to change a person or trying to change yourself to suit another person's expectations. You are not going to be happy at any time. So expectations from another is foolhardy, and expecting, too much out of anybody in this sort of a marriage situation is not going to lead you anywhere.
Right. Very interesting, sir. Very interesting. With all the stories, it became even more, easy to understand and very relevant to what you were talking about. So if you like what you're listening to in this series, please hit that subscribe button and the bell icon right away. If you're curious about this subject and want to know more about the science of living, please visit our website www.unlearnliving.in. And if you really want to learn more about the science of living, please register for the level 1 course and take that first step. And if you have any questions for Sir that we could feature on this show, you can email us at unlearnliving@gmail.com. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you.